Emotional manipulation rarely enters with noise. It arrives politely. It studies you. It learns your rhythms, your triggers, your hopes. And then, with a careful hand, it moves the furniture of your mind 1 inch at a time, so slowly that you question your memory rather than the mover. It doesn't look like evil. It looks like care. It looks like guidance. It looks like love. Manipulators don't hunt the weak. They court the kind. They search for empathy, loyalty, openness, and a willingness to self-reflect. Because those qualities are gold. They can be forged into chains. Today, we name the patterns. We map the tactics. We reclaim the mind. Manipulation does not prey on ignorance. It preys on conscience. If you are thoughtful, you pause to consider the other side. If you are compassionate, you forgive before you understand. If you are growth-oriented, you ask, "What did I do wrong?" before you ask, "What are they doing to me?" This is the entry point. A manipulator mirrors your values. They echo your words. They praise your depth. They call it connection while they're gathering data. In romance, it arrives as intensity. In families, it arrives as duty. In friendships, it arrives as brutal honesty. In workplaces, it arrives as leadership. You are not naive if you missed it. You were busy being human. Gaslighting. Gaslighting doesn't only deny facts, it denies your right to interpret them. You saw a message. You heard a tone. You felt a shift. They say, "That never happened. You're too sensitive. You're imagining things." The goal is simple. Break your confidence in your own perception so you will rent theirs. In romance, the story becomes, "You're jealous." In families, we never said that. You're rewriting history. Among friends, we were joking. You always make drama. At work, you misread the feedback. Everyone else is fine. Gaslighting is not about the truth. It's about the authority to define it. Red flag. You start checking your memory against their permission to remember. Blame shifting and Darvo. Manipulators dislike mirrors. They carry projectors. They move quickly from the problem to your reaction to the problem. There's a pattern called Darvo. Deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. You raise a concern, they deny it. You bring evidence, they attack you. You describe harm, they claim they're the real victim. If you hadn't pushed me, I wouldn't have yelled. You're trying to make me feel guilty. I can't believe you'd accuse me after all I do. In families, it becomes, after everything we sacrificed, you call us controlling. In teams, questioning me is insubordination. Red flag. You leave arguments apologizing for wounds you didn't cause. The FOG machine. Fear, obligation, guilt. This is the emotional smoke that hides the machinery. Fear says, if you set a boundary, you'll be abandoned. Obligation says, good children, good partners, good employees, don't say no. Guilt says, if they're upset, you did something wrong. In romance, it sounds like, if you loved me, you'd prove it. In families, you owe us. In friendships, a real friend would drop everything. At work, team players stay late without complaining. Red flag. You keep choosing peace over self-respect and still get neither. Triangulation. Triangulation inserts a third party to destabilize you. An ex, a friend, a sibling, a manager, people. The manipulator quotes them selectively to pressure you. Everyone thinks you're overreacting. My ex never had these issues. Your cousin agrees with me. Other employees are grateful for my style. The message is subtraction. You are less. Less reasonable. Less loyal. Less desirable. Red flag. Comparison replaces conversation. You compete for validation you used to receive freely. Love bombing, intermittent reinforcement, and the addiction loop. First, a blaze of affection, intense attention, fast intimacy, promises that feel like destiny. That is love bombing. Then, the cold wind, distance, criticism, withdrawal. That is devaluation. Finally, a small warmth, a late-night text, a sudden apology, a perfect day after a week of silence. That's intermittent reinforcement. The brain bonds not to the person, but to the cycle. Anticipation becomes the drug. Vulnerability becomes the payment. You start working for crumbs that once fell easily. Red flag. You feel euphoric relief more often than safe connection. Projection, labels, and identity theft. Projection flips the map. They accuse you of what they're doing. If they lie, you're dishonest. If they flirt, you're unfaithful. If they control, you're manipulative. Labels stick because they offer a simple story. Crazy, immature, selfish, cold. A label is a cage with a nameplate. Once you accept it, you decorate the bars. Red flag. You spend more time defending your character than discussing the behavior at hand. Silent treatment, stonewalling, and emotional ransom. Silence can be a sanctuary, but in a manipulator's hands, it becomes a weapon. Silent treatment says, "You will pay for displeasing me." Stonewalling says, "Your needs do not exist." Together, they teach you to chase. You over-explain. You beg. You perform. Just to get back to zero. Red flag. You feel relief when communication returns, even if nothing changes. Future faking, breadcrumbing, and hoovering. Future faking sells castles in the sky to keep you working in the mud. Trips, moves, marriage, promotions, healing. Always coming, never arriving. Breadcrumbing gives you just enough attention to maintain hope. A like, a heart, a soon, and when you finally pull away, hoovering begins. Grand gestures, tears, declarations, a miracle week where they become the person you hoped for. Then the cycle resets. Red flag. Most of your joy lives in a future that never starts. The workplace mask. It's just business. Workplaces reward performance. Manipulators reward compliance. The toxic manager uses ambiguity to control time and credit. Expectations are vague. Deadlines move. Wins are theirs. Mistakes are yours. They use public praise to build loyalty and private fear to enforce it. They isolate critics as negative or not team players, then triangulate the room. Others are fine with the plan. Why aren't you? Feedback arrives as character attacks, not behavior notes. Boundaries around workload are framed as betrayal. Family language masks one-way sacrifice. HR is used as a threat, not a resource. Boundaries. Happy to discuss deliverables. Let's stick to specifics and timelines. Personal judgments aren't actionable. The family love as leverage. Families can confuse love with ownership. A controlling parent may call it care. A dependent parent may call it sacrifice. Both can convert your adulthood into a repayment plan. After everything I've done for you, you never call. You must not love us. We know what's best. Family doesn't say no. Your boundaries are treated as personal attacks. Your achievements are minimized unless they serve the family image. Secrets are protected more than children. Boundaries. I love you. I'm responsible for my choices. I won't discuss this further today. We can revisit when it's respectful. The friend disguise. Cruelty, dressed as honesty. A manipulative friend learns your soft spots, then teases where it hurts. They frame envy as feedback. They demand availability without reciprocity. They disappear during your storms and reappear for your sunshine. I'm just saying what no one else will. You're too sensitive. I thought we were closer than this. Your growth threatens them. Your no triggers punishment. Their jokes land like surgery without anesthetic. Boundaries. I value honesty, not humiliation. If you can't give feedback respectfully, I'll step back. You don't need one massive red flag. You need a pattern of smaller ones. Watch for clusters, speed and intensity. Love, friendship, or mentorship escalates fast. Boundaries feel like betrayal. Inconsistency. Words glow, actions flicker. You on trial. Every conversation becomes a courtroom where you defend your tone, memory, or motives. Isolation moves. They undermine your support network. They don't get you like I do. Personal attacks. Your character is the problem, not the behavior being discussed. Scorekeeping. Favors as leverage your autonomy as debt. Confusion hangover. You leave talks uncertain. What was discussed yet sure you did wrong. Conditional safety. Comfort returns only when you submit. Vanishing accountability. Apologies without change. Promises without plans. Body says no. Chest tightness. Dread before calls. Relief after silence ends. Your nervous system noticed. If you check several boxes, pause. Name it. Document it. Adjust access. A boundary is not a lecture. It is a doorframe. Clear, calm, enforceable. 4 steps. Name the behavior. State your limit. Offer the next step, if any. Hold the consequence. Romance, example. When you dismiss my feelings as crazy, that's disrespect. I won't continue the conversation if that happens. We can talk when we both speak respectfully. Family example. I won't discuss my finances. If you keep asking, I'll end the call. Friend example. I won't accept jokes about my body. If it happens again, I'll leave. Work example. I'm available during work hours. I won't reply to non-urgent messages after 7 p.m. For urgent issues, call once and tag as urgent. Boundaries must be short. If you argue, you negotiate your safety. If you repeat, you train the other person that persistence beats your limit. Not every manipulative relationship can be repaired. Some must be exited. Plan for mind, money, and map. Mind, stop debating the past. Gather facts. Write patterns. Ask 2 trusted people to sanity check your notes. Clarity grows in community. Money. If it's a partner or family, create a private fund. If it's a job, polish your portfolio and reactivate your network. If it's a friend group, build parallel circles where you're respected. Map. Choose a date. Choose your words. Choose your allies. Limit contact after exit. Expect hoovering. Expect public narratives. You don't need to defend your healing to those committed to your harm. If you must stay for now, go gray rock. Low emotion. Brief answers. No extra information. Protect energy. Store records. Invest in your exit. When the manipulation ends, the silence feels strange. You might miss the highs. You might miss the chase. That's normal. Your brain was trained to equate relief with love. Healing is repetition in a new direction. Small promises kept to yourself. Sleep, movement, journaling, therapy or counseling if available. Books on boundaries and trauma-informed communication. 2 friends who remind you who you were before the fog. Practice tiny exposures to self-trust. Pick a preference and keep it. Notice a gut signal and honor it. Say no without a thesis. Let people be disappointed. Let them leave if they must. Your nervous system is learning that your safety does not live in someone else's approval. Prevention. Habits that keep manipulation out. Slow your yes. Intensity is not intimacy. Prefer consistency over chemistry. Sparks are cheap. Patterns cost. Ask for receipts. If words promise, actions must pay. Keep independent anchors. Friends, hobbies, finances, therapy, faith, or philosophy. Watch how they treat boundaries they don't like. That's the real relationship. Note their relationship to responsibility. Do they repair or do they rewrite? Run small tests. Disagree kindly and see what breaks. Track your body. If your chest tightens every time, your mind is late to the news. Use language that centers facts. What you did, not what you are. Exit with dignity. You are not obligated to remain where respect is optional. If you recognize yourself in these tactics, there is a way back. Control is counterfeit safety. It burns connection to stay warm. Real safety is accountability. It is repair after harm. It is the courage to say, I did that. I am sorry. I will do X to change. Get help. Learn to regulate before you relate. Trade tricks for truth. People are not mirrors for your emptiness. You were targeted because you carry light, empathy, depth, conscience. A manipulator sees light as a resource. You will now see it as a boundary. From today on, trust this. If you must become small to be loved, it isn't love. If you must be confused to be loyal, it isn't loyalty. If you must break yourself to keep the peace, there is no peace to keep. Name the tactic. State the limit. Hold the door. The fog will lift. The room will sharpen. Your voice will return. This is not the end of your story. This is the first chapter you wrote yourself.